Hi and welcome back to FieldHockeyTube, where today I'll be doing my predictions for the 2023 FIH Hockey World Cup. Starting with Group A, which is my personal group of death, consisting of Australia, Argentina, France and South Africa. I know other people might say Group D, consisting of India, England, Spain and Wales, is the group of death. But for me, Group A is just that little bit more competitive. But nonetheless, I think Australia is going to top the group. I mean, they're a different kind of team at a World Cup. They have the highest win percentage ever at the World Cup. And they still have some great experienced players in there, like Eddie Ockenden, Zalewski, Hayward, some that won World Cups before. And it's not their first World Cup, so I think they're going to top this group easily. Just behind them, I think it's going to be Argentina. They're a good team as well, on some good form. They have some good players in there with a mix of experience and youth. With Lucas Villa, Augustin Mazzilli still playing. They've had some good experience at World Cups and have some very good players like Michael Casella, Nico Keenan, Nico De La Torre, just to name a few. So yeah, I think they have a good team and going to end up second in this group and going to the crossovers. Next up, for 3 and 4 between France and South Africa, the France-South Africa game is going to be a big game, because I think the one that wins that game is going to end up third in this group and also going to the crossovers. But for both teams, I think they can cause upsets against Australia and Argentina. This is the most prepared I think any of them have come into the World Cup before, having participated in the Pro League, so I think it's good for them. France have had an upsetting Nations Cup, so let's see if they can make right for that. But of course, I'm backing South Africa to finish third and go to the crossovers. Another big game in this group is going to be France-Argentina. After France had a big upset against Argentina at the 2018 World Cup, beating them 5-3. And then as well, the FIFA World Cup final, which Argentina beat France. So France is going to want to do one over the Argentinians there. So yeah, for me this group finishes first Australia, second Argentina, third South Africa, and then lastly France. I don't know, they may cause some upsets, but I'm backing South Africa to finish third in this group. Next, for Pool B, consisting of Belgium, Germany, Korea and Japan, the two European countries and the two Asian countries, very competitive group. But for me personally, the reigning champions Belgium is going to top this group. They have some great experience in the likes of John Doman. I don't know how many World Cups he's played before, I have to go check. And then Tom Boone and some other great players still being in there. So yeah, they're going to top the group for me. Next up in second, I think it's going to be Germany. They're my dark horses for this tournament. They have some very good players on some good form. Yeah, and I think they can go a long way in this tournament. And then for 3 and 4 between Korea and Japan, don't know too much to say about these teams. I know Korea performed better than Japan at the FIH Nations Cup in Potchefstroom. So I'm backing Korea to finish third and Japan fourth. So for this group, I have Belgium first, Germany second, going to the crossovers, Korea third, also going to the crossovers, and then Japan going home after the group stages. Next up, we have Pool C, consisting of the Netherlands, New Zealand, Malaysia and Chile. We have Chile, the debutants, in there, so wishing them well with this tournament, hoping they can cause some upsets. But yeah, for me, Netherlands top this group easily. I think some people say they are a bit inexperienced, but they had a good transitional period where they lost some players like Billy Bakker, Jeroen Hertzberger, just to name a few. But I think they had a good transitional period using the Pro League to get some less experienced players some minutes and prepare them for the World Cup. So for me, they top this group. Next up, I think New Zealand's going to finish second. Also a good team, good experience. They had a few years out of the Pro League during the COVID times, but I think they have what it takes to finish second in this group. Third, I have Malaysia. They've done good this past season, winning their first Southern Island Shark Cup, having some good form. They struggled a bit at the Nations Cup, but I'm backing them to finish third and go to the crossovers. And then the debutants Chile, really hoping for them to have a good tournament. But unfortunately, I think they're going to finish fourth and go home after the group stages. Lastly, we have Group D, the group consisting of the hosts, India, England, Spain and Wales. Wales making their debut at the World Cup, wishing them a good tournament. But unfortunately, I think Wales are going to finish last in this group and go home after the group stages. So this group is going to be between India, England and Spain to see who finished first and goes directly to the quarterfinals, and who has to go play in the crossover rounds. So in this group, a bit controversial, but I think England's going to top this group. They have some good players and on good form with the Pro League, although it's Great Britain, but the team consists mostly of England players. So yeah, my controversial decision of this video is backing England to finish first in Group D. But don't worry, Indian fans, I think you're going to finish second in this group and go to the crossover rounds. Yeah, good team, playing home. They've been on a very steady upward climb, but I think they're just going to fall short of first, but they're still going to finish second and go to the crossover rounds. And then Spain, they're a very good team, but they're very young, inexperienced. They have the likes of Max Caldas, who has great experience at big tournaments with the Netherlands. But yeah, I think it's just the experience that's going to keep them back a bit, but they're going to finish third in my opinion and go to the crossover rounds. So for this group, I have England first, India second, Spain third, so India and Spain is going to the crossovers, and then Wales going home after the group stage. Okay, so going into the crossover games, from my predictions, the crossovers are going to look like this. We have New Zealand versus Spain, Germany versus South Africa, Argentina versus South Korea, and India versus Malaysia. So starting, we have New Zealand versus Spain. For some reason my heart really wants to go with Spain, so I'm backing Spain to beat New Zealand. Even with their inexperience, I think Max Caldas will have a plan to get it over the line. So yeah, first crossover, New Zealand versus Spain. I think Spain will win this one. The next one, Germany versus South Africa. Now this is going to be an exciting game. It's always an exciting game when South Africa play Germany. If you just look at the Olympic Games in 2021, 22, where South Africa actually beat Germany. So can South Africa do that again? Although I would really want that. Germany is a very strong team at the moment. So unfortunately for me, I think Germany is going to beat South Africa in this crossover game. Next up, we have Argentina versus South Korea. Easy game for Argentina, I think, but they shouldn't go into the game thinking that. If they just play their game, play with their experience, I think they're going to do it over South Korea. So this one, I think Argentina will beat South Korea. And then the last game, India versus Malaysia, big Asian derby. But for this one, I think the home team is going to take it. I think they would be disappointed if they end up in the crossovers. They would likely want to top the group. So if they end in the crossovers, or like I predicted them to be, I think they'll do away with Malaysia quite easily. Okay, now into the quarterfinals. We have some spicy games up here. We're going to have Australia versus Spain, England versus Germany, Netherlands versus Argentina, and then Belgium versus India. So 4 really big games. Really excited if it's ending up like this. Really I hope I'm right with my predictions. But anyway, let's look at the first game. Australia versus Spain. I'm sorry Spain, I backed you this far, but Australia is not losing this one. Especially in the later stages of a World Cup, Australia just switches on, and as I said before, I think they want to make amends for the 2018 World Cup, where they lost in the semi-finals against the Netherlands. So I think they'll likely win this game. So Australia versus Spain, I'm backing Australia. Next one, England versus Germany, big game as well. But I think I'm backing my dark horses, Germany, to do this one over England. So Germany were beating England in the second quarterfinal. Next up, Netherlands versus Argentina. Now this is a big game. There has been some people speaking about experience of the Netherlands team compared to the Argentina team. For me, the Netherlands just know how to do it at the big stage. Yeah, they have that lack of experience, missing some big players of their past. But this, I think, is a new era for the Netherlands. Although the Argentinian team is good as well, but I have to back the Netherlands here. even though the Argentinian team is good, but I predict the Netherlands will beat Argentina. So the third quarterfinals, Netherlands versus Argentina, I'm backing the Netherlands. The last quarterfinal, big game as well, Belgium versus India, reigning champions versus the hosts. This is going to be big. I think the stadium's going to be packed if we get a game like this. India would obviously like to win the World Cup and more so beat the reigning champions. So this is going to be, depends on how the Indian team pitches up today. But for me, unfortunately for the Indians, I don't think India is there ready to win the World Cup yet. It's been 48 years. It's been a while. But I don't think they're there yet. Definitely on an upward trajectory. They might be in a mix for the 26 World Cup. But for me, Belgium's taking this one. I think they just have too much experience. Some really good players. So for the last quarterfinals, I'm backing Belgium to beat India. Sorry, Indian fans. On to the semi-finals. This leaves us with the top 4 teams of Australia, Germany, Netherlands and Belgium. 4 powerhouses in hockey. So it's going to be some good games. The first semi-final, Australia versus Germany. Backing Germany so far the dark horses, but once again the different kind of team that Australia is at the World Cup. So for me, Australia is winning this semi-final. I think it's going to be a tight game. Might even go to shootouts if we get this. But yeah, I'm backing Australia to make the final after they fell short in 2018. And then in the second semi-final, Netherlands versus Belgium. Replay of the 2018 final, but only now in the semi-final. I think Netherlands would want to do everything they can to beat Belgium this time and reach the finals. But for me, I think Belgium is going to do it over the Netherlands and reach the final. So that lines up Australia versus Belgium final. Okay, so before we talk about the final, we have to talk about the bronze medal match, which will be, according to my predictions, between Germany and the Netherlands. For me, this game, I think Germany is going to take it and finish third. I think the Netherlands are going to fall just short, but with their team, their lack of experience in a way, it'll be a good result for them. I'm backing them to finish 4th then, and then Germany to get the bronze medal. Now looking at the final, which according to my predictions will be Australia versus Belgium. It's going to be a massive game. The reigning champions Belgium trying to keep their title, and then the 2014 champions trying to make up for their semi-final loss against the Netherlands in the 2018 semi-final. So yeah, it's going to be a big game, but unfortunately for Belgium, even though they have great experience, I feel like there's will be a factor of fatigue. Some of their players are getting a bit old in a way. So I'm backing Australia to make up for their 2018 not winning the World Cup or not getting to the final even. And I think Australia is going to win the 2023 Hockey World Cup. So yeah, that's my predictions. Thanks for watching this video. Please remember, these are my predictions, my own opinions. So if you have other opinions, please feel free to leave them in the comments down below. But yeah, as I said, this is only my opinions. Your opinions can differ. But once again, thanks for watching this video, and remember to subscribe.